This is Rob from Rob Talks, and today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about something that I have thought of. So, when this is like a little bit of a question too, have you ever experienced a student from when you try to actually tell them something don't do this, and then they kind of do the opposite of what you ask them to do? For the most part is that usually it doesn't always mean that they're being defiant, because usually the chances are if someone or a student is doing the opposite of what you ask them to, and it can get frustrating, and your reactions are that you get frustrated and you kind of scold them and tell them I told you not to do this. So and then but here's a little secret though. For the most part, and especially with a child or a person, even an adult who has a disability, it doesn't mean that they're being defiant. In fact, it could mean that they don't necessarily like the answer that they're given, and their brain hiccups. For me myself, depending on the topic, but if it all depends, most of the time I would listen. But the most part sometimes is, I'm not perfect. There could be sometimes I make a mistake though, but sometimes, like, for example, if my mom were to tell me and then would be reacting like Rob, slow down, you know? And there's been times I would, eat like I'm a pig though. And then that doesn't mean though that I'm being defiant though. It just means that in my mind I'm hungry and I'm not wanting to eat fast. It just because my mind hiccuped and I'm thinking I'm wanting to eat though, and don't disturb when I'm trying to eat. I mean, we can talk though, but see, I'm not guilty about that. But anyway, so the point is that, and as long as it's not life threatening or anything that may cause someone to be in danger, if it has anything to do with less, with don't touch from a certain thing, don't touch this, and then they go and then they try to touch what they want to see. I mean, sure, some people and some kids may have a bit of ways that they're being defiant of some cases, and that's on them. But a person with a disability has a little bit of a challenge to it. It's not that their intentions are that they want to be defiant, it's because they may not like a certain answer, or because their mind wants to do what they want to do, but their mind hiccups. And then the only way for them to cope is to do the opposite of what someone asks. And it may turn into a reaction, and I'm not saying though that there will be no consequences involved, but for the most part, I think it would be less easier for someone to even see that, to think back that, oh, it's not them, they're not being defiant. It is because they have a disability and their brain hiccups. So, to parents and caregivers, think of it this way: when you try to reason with them, don't get frustrated. Don't get too frustrated. You can feel frustrated a little bit, but don't feel too frustrated, and don't let it get to you if your student or your child is doing the opposite of what you ask them to, especially if it's a person with a disability. And then if they do what they say, like if they do something that you have told them not to and they do it anyway, try not to get too frustrated. Do some coping methods and then try to explain in a gentle tone that, what they did was to disobey them, but understand them that they have a disability as well. So the next time you have that way, just know that it's that their brain hiccups. It automatically feels like you're shutting down, and it automatically feels like that all of a sudden you're just jolted that you can't do, and then the only way to cope and to relax is you feel like your mind takes over. And that can be a bit hard, but that's another way that we can control ourselves. So I'm trying my best, I'm getting there, but I'm controlling my own feelings. And to know that I will be okay and that there will be no reactions or no consequences involved. That's why there's that term of stop and think. Well, that's it for Rob Talks today. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!